All right, people, I am back. You guys are tuned in to Cue the Mic here on Tropixx 105.5 FM. And today, as I said before, I am having an interview here. This is the third interview on Cue the Mic. And I have today the coach of Team Flipsburg that will be traveling to Guyana for the 3-on-3 basketball quest. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming along and for us having this talk. So, how has your day been so far? Good, bad? Talk to me.
My day has been good. I woke up after a good night's rest. Went to the gym last night, so I felt pretty good. Had to jump right into a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
And while I was having that meeting, I was getting my clothes ready to get here.
Well, my boy come in a suit and tie. He say you have to be dressed properly. He say he is coming to Cue the Mic looking sharp as always.
Presentation matters, man.
Of course. So, Coach, are you excited for this weekend?
Very much so. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. We've been preparing for this moment for a long time, I must say. But it's funny how this particular tournament came to be. We didn't know about it. It wasn't publicized.
Yeah.
And from one day to the next, it went from seeing, oh, there's a tournament in Guyana to, can you sign the guys up?
Yeah.
And if you can, you got to do so today.
So it was a very last minute thing then.
Very last minute.
So that was going to be my next question, the way how you chose your team, because you have some of the heavy hitters from St.Maarten. The names are Franklin Carty, Mr. Franklin Carty. Then you have Kofi Hamilton. Dejor Boseman and Mikael Morgan.
Yep. So your question is, how did we select the team?
Yeah, how did you select the team for this?
Well, these guys, I've known these players for better part of a decade now. They all participated in my Shoot Hoops Not Guns events back in the mid 2010s when they were all still in high school.
Yeah.
We've kept in touch. They all went off to college. They're all back now. But it's been slow growing the sport because it's different. It's different to 5-on-5.
5-on-5, yeah.
So having these guys as my core guys, it's always been good because they understand the rules. They do see the benefits of playing 3x3, and because of that, they've always stuck with it. So we have open runs every week.
Yeah.
These are the guys that have committed and dedicated themselves to being there every week. So it was very easy to decide on who our senior team would be.
Yeah, and 3-on-3 is very much different from 5-on-5. Like I was reading, actually, your shot clock is only 12 seconds, right?
That's correct.
Only 12 seconds and half court as well. So my next question is going to be, how has the preparation been for this 3-on-3 format? You said every week you guys practice, right?
Yeah, we practice usually 3 times a week. We've upped it to 4. And last week we actually upped it to 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's time to ramp up.
Of course.
So how has it been? It's been good. The guys, we have our core guys, and we also have our next team up.
Yeah.
So also a bunch of young adults who've committed their time to this. But in addition to them, we also have our St.Maarten Academy team. So the St.Maarten Academy team, they're going to be traveling to Bonaire right after we get back. So we get back next week, Monday.
Yeah.
And the Bonaire trip is on Wednesday.
They're the ones that won the school competition, right?
That's correct.
Yes. I was looking out for that as well. Well, you guys have been training 5 days a week. Any gym sessions, anything like that, or in the gym as well?
Some of the guys would go before practice. Some guys prefer to go after.
After practice, yeah.
And we finish practice at 10 p.m. But even for me, we go to 10 and I'll go home, I'll change, and I'll go to the gym for 11. Get about an hour work in.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun. So So my next question is, what do you think is the team's biggest strength heading into this tournament?
That's a good question. I would say that our biggest strength would be our togetherness.
You guys play as a team.
We play as a team. And I was talking to them. We had a team meeting just the other night, and I used the term Ubuntu, which is an African term, which basically means I am because you are.
I'm gonna write this down because I actually have a segment on my show called what you're saying. This is a daily Caribbean word / phrase of the day. But I also have Afro in my show. Well, how do you spell it? Ubuntu.
UBU.
UBU.
NTU.
NTU. Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
I'm gonna look it up. And that will be the word of the day tomorrow. Mark my word.
Awesome.
Word of the day for tomorrow.
No, but they play together, and I told them, I said, listen. Well, I didn't even have to say it. They said it themselves. We play for the name on the front of our jerseys, and not necessarily for the name on the back.
Yeah.
And they hold each other accountable, but they also encourage one another.
That's good. That's good to hear.
One person may not necessarily be in the best of moods, or their shot might not be on, but they still encourage each other. Hey, I trust you. Take this shot.
Yeah.
So it's their togetherness, but it's also the trust that they have in one another.
That is very much well spoken. I'm very much glad that you speak so highly of your team, because sometimes coaches can be very much a pain sometimes. But I know you want the best for your team. So, for each team member,
yes,
what is their best trait on the court? As their coach,
wow,
watching them play every day basically for actually past 10 years. So we're gonna start off with Mr. DeJour Boseman.
Okay, that's a good place to start. DeJour, I would say his best trait on the court is his poise.
Poise, okay.
DeJour plays really good under pressure. He's always played that way, even when he was a young teenager. He doesn't let the moment take over his emotional state.
Yeah.
And I think that's always been a really good thing about him.
Shout out to DeJour one time. You see, coach is talking highly of you guys, so make him and us proud, people. Please, team, please. Now we're gonna move on to Mr. Miguel Morgan.
Miguel is our youngest player, but Miguel is our biggest player.
Yeah.
Miguel is he's a bruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bruiser.
Rough.
Yeah, he plays rough. He takes a lot of pounding, but he also dishes it out. And even though he's a bruiser, there is finesse to his game.
Okay.
So I would call him a bruiser.
A bruiser. All right. I like that one. Now we have Mr. Franklin Carty.
Freight train. I would call him a freight train. Franklin, there has been a transformation of Franklin over the past year.
Okay.
So last year when we decided, hey, this is what we're gonna do moving forward, and Holland was the first trip that we did.
Yeah,
we did
I
that
saw
last summer. Franklin had to get his body together.
Yeah.
He was relatively overweight. For his size, I mean, he's a bit taller than I am. He's 6'2", but he was really heavy, and I know it was giving him a lot of issues with his knees and so forth. And Franklin transformed his body between March of 2024 and July of 2024.
Oh, that was drastic. Yeah.
It was drastic.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you make that type of change, you lose a considerable amount of strength.
Yeah.
But he's kept in the gym, and he makes sure he does his weight training.
Weight room.
And although he's slimmed down, he is still a freight train. If you give him, if he has a full head of steam, he's going straight in. He's going into your chest. He's not afraid.
Just
and he's going up.
Literally just
he's gonna pound. Yeah.
Shout out to Frank one time. That's also one of my friends, as well as my sneaker plug. So shout out to him one time.
Shout out to your sneaker plug, because they're also a sponsor for this trip. So shout out to Sold Out SXM. Yes.
Shout out to Sold Out SXM one time. Now, If not, he is technically, I would call him the face of basketball here on St. Maarten, Kofi Hamilton.
Kofi, yes, that's an accurate description. You know, Kofi has, and I'm not ashamed to say it, Kofi is the best player that we have at the moment. You know, he's had a really, really good collegiate career.
Yeah.
It ended somewhat abruptly. His eligibility was up. So his season ended before it should have. But he's kept busy. You know, he was here a couple months ago. He played in the Business Hoops tournament. They won. He played for the Port. And the Port, another sponsor of this trip, shout out to them. They agreed to fly him back in for the Guyana trip.
Just for this tournament. So shout out to the Port of St. Maarten. Thank you.
But to answer your question.
Yeah. Well, I say thank you to the Port one time.
Yeah, thank you to the Port. But to answer your question about Kofi and
his strengths, yeah.
His strength, Kofi is relentless. Kofi is gonna come at you, and he's gonna keep coming. You know, I've known him just like the others for a very long time. I've been with him. We've been to the Netherlands twice together. But this past year, you know, now that he's had his college days, I've seen the growth in his game. You know, we're in the Netherlands, which is the tallest country in the world.
Yeah.
And we're training every day with 7-footers, and Kofi is like, this is lunch.
This is baby food for him, basically.
Baby food, you know, and he just went at them. He didn't care who it was. He didn't care how big they were. Kofi's going to come at you. And that's exactly what we expect from him when we go to Guyana. He's going to come. He's going to bring everything.
He's going to score. He's going to do everything. I like how highly you speak of your players. As a coach, you should always do that. So, what does success look for you in this competition? Because I know this is a quest.
Yes.
And a quest is different from an actual competition, from my understanding. Because that is how I understood it. It's like it's still a competition, but you guys can still move forward after this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you please explain what a quest is?
So a quest is basically a competition. So FIBA has different levels of competitions.
Yeah.
So you have the World Tour Masters, which is the top level. This is where all the best teams play. Right below that, you have challengers. So you win a challenger, you automatically qualify
to the World
Tour. Then you have quests. Quests, you can qualify to challengers. However, in recent times, they've also made it available that you can also qualify directly to a World Tour event.
Okay.
And below that, you have light quests. Light quests gets you to quests or to challengers.
Yeah.
And then below that, you have satellites. So satellites gets you to a quest at the most.
Oh, so it's like kind of like divisions in a kind of way.
Yeah. There are levels to this.
Levels.
You know,
I understand.
So, seeing that we're able to start off right in the middle, I think it's a really good start for us, because it can propel us right to where we want to be. But we have a couple shots at this year.
Okay, that's good.
We've mapped out a whole calendar for ourselves between now and September. So hopefully this is not the only time you'll hear from us.
That's good. That's really good. That is really good. So,
but to explain it a little better,
a
quest is a competition that can qualify you for either a challenger or a World Tour event. In this case, the tournament that we would qualify for is a World Tour event. And that will be in Edmonton, Canada at the beginning of August. So should we win, you know, you'll see us again in a couple months. So, boys, perform well, and then I hopefully can see you guys playing in Canada. That's right.
Now this is just a little fun question to add in to the mix. Who do you think is most likely to forget their passport or something important on this trip? Who do you think will do that?
Boy, that's a good one. I want to say Kofi. Had this been a conversation last year in the summer, I would have been able to answer it a lot better. because I actually took the guys to the bus stop to get to the airport, went back to my hotel, was asleep, got a call, hey, can you come to the airport? One of the guys has the wrong passport.
Wrong passport.
So he picked up the passport of his roommate
Ah,
who was flying the following day. So I had to go get the passport and get to the airport before they missed their flight. I think for giggles, I would say Franklin. Actually.
Franklin.
I'd say Franklin.
All right, then. The last question of today.
What you got for me?
What is your favorite basketball shoe of all time? Because basketball is about shoes as well.
Oh boy. My favorite shoe, or the one that I like to wear the most?
We can go with both. Let's go both.
I would say the most comfortable basketball shoe that I've ever owned would be the LeBron ones.
LeBron ones, okay.
I don't want to date myself or let you know my age, but I had these in college when they first came out. So that was a long time ago.
A long time. It was a while back.
I think we're up to 22 now.
Yeah, it's a lot of shoes. It's a lot of shoes that's come out now. And now your all-time favorite.
My all-time basketball shoe.
Yeah, basketball shoe.
I would probably say the Kobe 10s.
Kobe 10s.
Yeah.
All right. I would say for me, I'm not really so much into basketball. I'm more just like how the shoes look. But I'm a big fan of the green shoes from Kobe.
Yeah.
The red and green well.
I believe that's the same number. I think that's
Oh, that is,
10. Yeah.
I did the 10s. I can't remember. I literally can't remember. But my favorite basketball shoe of all time will go to the Jordan 3s.
The Jordan 3s.
Yes.
I had a pair of those. I gave those away.
Literally have them on right now.
You literally have them on right now?
I literally have them on right now. The Jordan 3s.
Yeah, I'm wearing some Converse. You got on
Skechers.
Yeah. But yeah, those I would say those are high up there.
Right.
I got some other shoes in mind, but they're not really basketball shoes.
Understandable. Well, Coach Paul, thank you so much for stopping in. People, make sure to look out for Team Phillipsburg at the 3-on-3 Guyana Quest. Now, that's actually my last question. How can we get updates, or can we even watch it live?
So I spoke to the organizer. There will be a live stream. I just don't have it as yet.
Okay, no problem.
But I will be posting it on on the team's Instagram page, which is Phillipsburg 3x3, not 3-on-3.
3x3, sorry, my bad.
No on, no V.
3x3.
Just X. So that's going to be on Phillipsburg 3x3 Instagram page. You can also follow us on 3x3 St. Martin.
Yeah.
Also on Instagram as well as on Facebook. But once I have that information, I'll post it up. Everybody will be brought up to speed.
Of course. So people, let us support our locals. You can also donate to them. You can contact them at phillipsburg3x3@gmail.com. Or you can even do a direct deposit to their web account. You can find more information on their Instagram. And I heard that they're also taking the new Caribbean Gilder as well. So, Coach, good luck to you and your team. And thank you so much for actually coming on the show and giving the people a bit of an insight. So, people, when I come back, it's time for your sports news. Then we have your Afro fact of the day. And cannot forget your old school song of the day. I'll be right back.